Listen closely because what I am about to tell you is a story that begins far beyond our solar system in a region of space we may never see. A region where stars are born and destroyed, where gravity sculpts mountains of ice and dust into wandering relics of cosmic history. One of those relics has entered our neighborhood, and it carries a message written in a language older than Earth itself. Its name is 3I Atlas, and scientists around the world agree on one thing. Whatever this object is, it behaves nothing like the comets we have studied for centuries. Imagine an object drifting between the stars for millions of years untouched, silent, and frozen. Then, without warning, it crosses the outer edge of our solar system, racing toward the sun. Telescopes lock onto it as if they already know something is wrong. Because from the very first observations, 3I Atlas refuses to obey the rules that normal comets follow. Its brightness does not rise the way other comets brighten when sunlight warms them. Its jets do not curve or bend under the pressure of the solar wind. Its motion does not match the classical path that gravity alone should dictate. Instead, it moves with an eerie steadiness as though something unseen is guiding it. Scientists record each detail with increasing confusion, and that confusion slowly becomes concern. To understand why 3I Atlas is so strange, we must first remember how ordinary comets behave. A normal comet is a loose mixture of frozen gases, water, dust, and rock. When sunlight strikes its surface, the ices sublimate, they vaporize and rush outward, forming curved streams. These streams create the coma and the long bending tail that always points away from the sun. Every comet from Halley to Hale-Bopp follows this predictable pattern, but 3I Atlas does not. When astronomers studied its coma, they found an overwhelming dominance of carbon dioxide and a surprisingly low amount of water vapor. Something is different in its chemistry. The ratio is unlike anything commonly seen in our solar system. It is as if it was built in a colder, darker place where water ice could not form easily and carbon dioxide ruled. That alone suggests a foreign origin, but the chemistry is only the beginning. The strangest detail appears when astronomers examine the jets. The streams of gas do not twist. They do not bend. They stand razor straight for astonishing distances. A normal comet spinning through space should smear its jets into arcs. But 3I Atlas spins for 16 hours and the jets remain perfectly aligned as if frozen in space. Even the most advanced models cannot fully explain this. Some scientists propose the jets come from deep, narrow vents that restrict the flow. Others argue that hidden rotation axes might create the illusion of straightness. But many admit the truth. They have never seen anything like it. Then comes the motion. As 3I Atlas travels toward the inner solar system, instruments detect a subtle acceleration. Not dramatic, not violent, but unmistakable. Something besides gravity is pulling or pushing it. When this happened with Oumuamua in 2017, scientists blamed outgassing. They said gas jets must have been pushing it. But Oumuamua showed no tail and no coma, and yet it accelerated. 3I Atlas at least has a coma, but the acceleration does not match the expected force. The vector is different, the magnitude is strange, and the consistency is unsettling. It is as if the object is following a path it chose rather than a path gravity imposed. Some observers whisper the same question that emerged during the Oumuamua debate. Could an interstellar object behave this way if it were artificial? The answer is almost certainly no. But the fact that the question returns shows how unusual the data truly is. Because when natural explanations begin to stretch beyond their limits, speculation always tries to step in. But let us stay grounded in science, because the scientific mysteries of 3I Atlas are far more fascinating than any fictional explanation. Think about the journey this object has endured. It may have been launched from another star system during a planetary collision or gravitational upheaval. It may have been ejected from a young star cluster at incredible speed. It may have drifted through cosmic dust clouds for epochs until chance carried it to our solar system. Whatever its history, its structure and chemistry are the clues it brings with it. Its carbon dioxide-rich composition suggests it was born farther from its parent star than most comets in our solar system. The outer regions of alien systems can be colder, more volatile, and chemically distinct. In that environment, water ice may be scarce while carbon dioxide ice dominates. That means 3I Atlas could be a survivor of a place very different from ours. It is a messenger carrying the fingerprint of an environment billions of kilometers from its birthplace. Yet even this idea does not explain the shape of its jets. There is a theory that the surface of 3I Atlas might contain deep canyons or pits allowing gas to escape through narrow openings. Such vents could theoretically produce tight beams of gas that hold alignment longer, but to maintain straightness across millions of kilometers requires extraordinary precision and stability. It is a level of symmetry that nature almost never produces by accident. Nature is messy, chaotic, asymmetrical, but 3I Atlas feels engineered by geometry rather than randomness. Another theory suggests that the spin axis may be aligned in a peculiar orientation. If the axis remained fixed in a way that minimized jet curvature, the result could mimic the appearance of straightness. But even then, the solar wind should bend the jets outward. In every simulation, the jets should distort. Yet the real object defies the model every time. As the days pass and the comet approaches, the sun astronomers expect the activity to increase. They expect turbulence, instability, and rapid brightness changes. But instead, 3I Atlas remains stubbornly stable. Its behavior lacks the chaotic bursts typical of comets warming up. It is calm, almost controlled. Whatever processes drive it are consistent and finely balanced. And then there's its color. Spectrum readings reveal a blend of materials that match neither the comets of our system nor the icy bodies of known star-forming regions. Its reflectivity and dust patterns form a signature that scientists struggle to categorize. It is as if the object was assembled from ingredients collected across different environments during its long voyage. When the light curve is analyzed, another anomaly appears. The object dimmed and brightened in patterns that do not match surface rotation alone. Something beneath the surface seems to affect the reflection. There might be layers or pockets of material that respond differently to sunlight. The more they study the object, the deeper the mystery becomes. For centuries, comets were believed to be omens streaking across the sky and carrying messages from the gods. Today we know they are simply frozen remnants of the early solar system. But every rule has an exception, and 3I Atlas is that exception. It challenges the categories we built and forces us to rethink the definition of a comet itself. By now, researchers agree on one fact. This object is not a normal comet. It is not shaped like one. It is not composed like one. It does not move like one. And it does not behave like one. Every observation widens the gap between theory and reality. So scientists do what they always do when nature surprises them. They question, they test, they build new models. Because in science, mystery is not an obstacle, it is an opportunity. Think about what this means. 3I Atlas is only the third confirmed interstellar object ever encountered. The first Oumuamua shocked us. The second Borisov taught us that some interstellar objects behave normally. Now the third has arrived and it is stranger than the first to combine. If this is the pattern, then the universe may be filled with objects beyond anything we have imagined. What else is out there drifting in the dark? How many visitors have passed by unnoticed? How many secrets have slipped through the cracks of our limited technology? If 3I Atlas is only one data point in an infinite ocean, then the truth is deeper than we can comprehend. As the object continues its journey through our solar system, scientists race to gather every photon, every measurement, every whisper of information. Because once it swings past the sun, it will leave us forever. It will vanish into the black sea between stars, never to return. And the only trace it leaves behind will be the questions it forced us to ask. The story of Three-Eye Atlas is still unfolding, and perhaps it will end with answers that fit within the boundaries of normal comet behavior. Or perhaps it will break those boundaries entirely and expand our understanding of what can exist in the cosmos. Whatever the outcome, this object has already achieved something remarkable. It has reminded humanity that the universe is not fully understood, not predictable, not tamed. There are still wonders capable of humbling us. As you finish this story, look up at the night sky. Somewhere above you, beyond the thin shell of air, Three-Eye Atlas is drifting silently through darkness older than memory. It carries mysteries carved by alien seasons in a world we may never know. It bends our laws. It questions our assumptions. And in doing so, it reconnects us with the truth that has guided explorers since the dawn of time. The universe is stranger than we think and stranger than we can imagine.